grab your stuffy, grab your blankie. It is time for the breakdown. We are all live here at the Bill Brown Recording Studio at the Ybor City campus at Hillsborough College. For those of you who don't know who we are, I will give a little mini introduction myself, and we'll go around the board here as well. My name is Ben Tilley. I am currently a Hillsborough College student, a freshman that is. I'm a graduate of Riverview High School, class of 2025. Go Sharks. Once a Shark, always a Shark. I am so happy to be here with you guys today, and this is just going to be an awesome show. We are so excited to be with you all here today. With that, I will go around the board here and have everybody introduce themselves.
Oh, I think everybody about knows the tone of this voice. What they don't know is we're gonna get this cracking. That was the sound of an ice cold white monster. I am BS, bringing you entertainment news and everything. Moving around the table, we got next our movie queen, the queen of the 5-star, Miss Eyla.
Hi, my name is Eyla, and I am drinking water today, staying hydrated. Yeah. So.
Well, we're so happy to be here today. And with us, we actually have a surprise special guest. Please, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Travion. I'm happy to be here, and I'm an incoming student for the next semester, and this is a great opportunity to come in and sit in with you guys. So thank you guys for having me.
That is so awesome, man. Well, we're so glad to have you here. And listen, we got a great show today. I am super excited for what we've got in store for us. First, we're going to have a little bit of entertainment with BS. He's got some stuff in his category like he always does. Then we got Eyla with her movie category. Can't wait to see what she's got in store for us today with that. And then, of course, after that, we have me with sports and a segment with about probably as depressing as it'll ever be.
You said
today.
It was a good surprise.
Well, for sports, it's not.
Well, if we want to talk about sports, I know you watched the game last night, and that was very tough for the Tampa Bay natives around here. So
yeah, we'll get into that. I'll get into that on our third segment. It was not good. We'll just put it that way. But we'll leave it at that until our segment, and then we gotta BS. We're gonna do a little mystery segment for the fourth.
Oh no, mystery segments to me don't do good. You know that.
We're gonna do a little mystery segment because you and I actually had we went to an event together this weekend. On Sunday, and we're going to talk about it for the fourth segment. And of course, we're going to talk about our community here at Hillsborough College. With that, we are going to go to our first music break here. It's going to be Florida Man. Nope, it's not going to be Florida Man. We're going to go with Bye Bye Bye. We're going to go with Bye 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 by NSYNC.
That's it.
All right, we will see you guys after this music break.
You're listening to Breakdown at Noon on Hawk Radio, and that was Bye 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 by NSYNC. Guys, I love NSYNC. But anyways.
I'm just saying, that one is what the young kids call a bop. It's a knee slapper for sure with that.
It's just really good, but controversial. Maybe not controversial. It's overplayed a little bit as a fan.
In what aspect?
It's just it's everywhere. It's a good song.
You should have been back in like the 90s, early 2000s when that thing was on the billboards.
concert.
It was every radio station. It was every MTV Total Request Live.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Speaking
You've got
of
it all.
Total Request Live, we are going to get into the entertainment section. Once again, my name is BS, and as always, I'm bringing you the breakdown on the latest news, notes, rumors, and everything coming out of the entertainment and music world. Starting off, first thing we want to do, if today is your birthday, Ben, I need you to start humming.
Oh.
Get over on the microphone. Thank you. A little louder. There we go. If today is your birthday, I want to wish everybody listening a very happy birthday. And today you are celebrating your big day with one and only Kim Kardashian, who is turning 45 today. For the young cats out there, Doja Cat turns 30 with today's birthday. Yeah, that was smooth. I know you guys like it. I know. Mr. Glenn Powell of the new Twisters remix and getting ready for a starring role in the remake of The Running Man turns 37.
Keep humming.
Now, usually I do a historical figure and something like that, but I saw one today that I couldn't help but give the proper recognition to. Judge Judy turns 83 today.
Wow.
So if today is your birthday,
Happy birthday.
you have the consummate BA of the bench out there in the judicial world watching over you. So happy birthday, everybody. Hope you guys have a great one out there if you're tuned in listening. This is where we're going to take kind of a sadder turn for the entertainment and music news. I have a couple deaths to kind of announce today. On October 16th, we lost the one and only Mr. Ace Frehley, who was a guitarist and founding member of KISS. Sadly, he passed away at the age of 74. On October 18th, also, we lost Mr. Sam Rivers, who was 48. For those of you who may not recognize that name, he was the bassist and one of the founding members of the, I guess you would call him the new metal / rap band Limp Bizkit. He had been diagnosed with liver disease back in 2015, had to step away from the band, had a transplant in 2018, came back. They were just hit number one in the billboards. They just hit and were doing overseas tours and everything. So there is a definite jam session that is happening up in heaven right now. Ace Frehley on the guitar. Mr. Rivers is over there on the bass with Ozzy sitting at the gates, just jamming it out up there. Our thoughts and our hearts are with the families that are being affected by this right now. We're thinking of you. Definitely a major loss to the music industry.
Yeah, that's... BS, you were talking about Limp Bizkit a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, they just hit that number one with Making Love to Morgan Wallen. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that band. Like, what for somebody out there who doesn't know who the band Limp Bizkit are, can you just tell us, give us a little brief rundown of them?
So that we'll go put it into the Wayback Machine, go back to the early 2000s. You're looking at the rise of bands such as Linkin Park, Korn are starting to come along under the alternative rock scene. And Limp Bizkit was one of those that just kind of crashed the party, coming in with a debut song of Nookie. This was also when you started seeing the red New York Yankees caps with the black stitching. That became a very big kind of symbol of, listening to that band. They had some great mixes. I believe they had stuff with Ice Cube there for a while. They did a couple mixes, Method Man, Redman. They were one of the first, I would say, mainstream rock bands to really let that hip hop and rap influence culture kind of integrate, would be the right word, with Korn and all these other heavy metal bands. They just kind of got themselves a niche and said, this is who we are, this is the music we put out. If you're with us, great. If you're not, we still have our fans, and that's who we're going to produce to. So that was, I'm giving myself goosebumps to going back and thinking about that. I used to ride around a lot. Had an old '98 Ford Ranger, and playing "Rollin'" by Limp Bizkit or "Break Stuff," "Nookie," all of those. It's just one of those kind of core memories for me from my teenage years with that band. So definitely.
Curious, what are your guys' favorite bands out there, Eyla?
Bands,
Yeah.
because I have a lot, and they vary. I love Limp Bizkit. I dressed up as Fred Durst for a Spirit Week one year. Of course, I love NSYNC, but also Nirvana is a great one. And I actually saw Santana in concert. I don't know if you'd qualify that as a band, but it was really cool.
BS, would you qualify Santana as a band?
I would, because he had a band behind him.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
then
think so.
Santana's really good.
For me personally, if I look at country music, I see Alan Jackson. I don't just see Alan Jackson on stage with the guitar playing by himself.
Yeah,
he
it's
has
not
a band
solo,
behind him.
correct.
He is a solo singer, but he still there's the band of Alan Jackson, in my opinion, when I look at that.
What about you?
Well, I'm going to be the Debbie Downer here, guys. I unfortunately don't listen to any bands and stuff
okay.
like that, so I'm sorry for the listeners who are listening out there, but hopefully someone can educate me and help me out here. Give me some bands and list of suggestions, and I'll go listen to it.
Music artist at all?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Music artists. You got Michael Jackson.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Jackson 5 was a band.
Love it.
Well,
I mean,
a pop group, but yeah, the Jackson 5, but Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Chris Brown, today's R&B and hits and stuff like that.
Okay.
Sade just had a new album. I haven't heard the whole thing, but it's pretty good. And she's kind of like a band. It's not just her.
Kind of wrapping up on that music side, news coming out of the entertainment world. If you guys haven't heard, the TV show Prison Break is actually getting a reboot. So in the original series that ended back in 2017, you guys had the story of the brother who got himself incarcerated because he had the plans for the breakout or the prison system on his tattoo and helps his brother break out and everything. So we are going to be getting a new project coming from Hulu, and that reboot will have Lucas Gage, George Flores, J.R. Bourne, and Miles Bullock as they now take on a new story that will be centered inside the Prison Break universe, but will be featured on a love story. Young lady gets a job at a local prison as a prison guard. How far is she willing to go for the love of her life? So that's what we're going to be tuning in and figuring out. I guess it's like prison love date triangle thing. So we'll figure that one out as it comes along. I'm not too sure about that. And now it comes time for my favorite segment.
Here we go.
I cannot. There's always such good articles. Florida Man News. Yes.
You
Ladies
purposely did not talk about this. You wanted us to be
Oh.
surprised.
Oh, yes.
So I'm totally ready.
All right. So Florida Man News comes out of Pinellas Park, right here, our neighbors, right up the road. So Pinellas Park, you guys are getting that shout out today. On 15 October, Mr. Joshua Neil Garrison was arrested for breaking and entering, theft, and attempted burglary while nude, carrying an axe. So as the story goes, late in the evening, homeowner hears a bump in the night. Can't figure out what's going on. Turns on his Ring cameras, takes a look around the property, and there is an axe-wielding naked man outside of his sliding glass door, who then decides he wants to have a little bit of late night fun right there against the sliding glass door. Goes over to this person's shed, breaks into it, grabs an axe, comes back, tries to get back in the door while naked, while trying to jimmy the door that he kind of jimmied. Homeowner calls the police, and on the Ring camera, you can see this guy sitting for 2.5 hours inside the shed as police dogs, helicopters come in to find him. The best part of the story, 48 hours prior to this event happening, he was released from jail and had turned loose and went out and went on this crimescapade, I guess.
48 hours?
He didn't even last 48 hours. It's crazy.
Like,
No, he didn't.
That's not this. There's so many things so many other things you could do in 48. Go see a movie. Maybe go grocery shopping.
Go see a concert.
Go to a park.
The beach.
At this point, though, if he had done any of those, then he would not be our Florida Man news segment. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the Florida news. That wraps up entertainment and BS section. We're going to go ahead and we're going to shoot it over to Mr. Tilley for our next music break. What do we got lined up, brother?
Well, you know what? Let's just feed off of what you were saying, and let's just play Florida Man by Aaron Schurz. We will be back after this music break.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Breakdown at Noon. That was the song Florida Man. This is BS. And coming up now with the movie review, we are going to slide it on over to Miss Eyla as she brings us her latest 5-star possible movie review.
All right, guys. This movie has a lot going on, kind of. So I know. I mean, there's even like, it's a lot of stuff. So I'm going to get right into it because there's a lot to explain. The movie is Jack's Back from 1988. It's a mystery crime movie directed by. Also, this name is kind of. Some names sound like a fake name. The director's name is Rowdy Harrington. I think that sounds like a fake name.
I know a guy named Rowdy.
Like your government name.
Yeah.
Like you look at your baby.
Oh well, that's okay. That's different. We don't know what their actual government name is.
Okay. So the movie is starring an actor that I really like is James Spader. I think he's a good actor, and he really, sometimes good acting can save a movie that maybe doesn't have the greatest plot or script but that's not this movie. I think it's good.
Okay.
And also when you I looked up the movie on IMDb, and you read the explanation of it or whatever, and it really doesn't do it justice. The thing is, the movie is about a serial killer in Los Angeles celebrates Jack the Ripper's 100th anniversary by recreating the murders. So you think it's going to be like, oh, they're trying to follow, like, we have one murder, and then the next one, like, oh, we're trying to figure it out. No, the movie starts off with 4 out of the 5 of Jack the Ripper's murders being recreated. So we're already more than halfway there. Mm-hmm. And so the movie starts, it's in L.A., and the young doctor named John Westford, he works at a free clinic, okay? And then one day, this girl John Westford, played by James Spader. And so one day, this girl comes into the free clinic, and the doctor in charge there, Dr. Sidney, she goes off, he's like yelling at her, like, what about your unborn child and stuff and whatever, because, Jack the Ripper recreator is on the loose, concerned. And so John Westford sees this girl, and then he goes back to house looking through all his photos, and he knew her in high school. They went to prom together. And so, keep in mind, 4 out of the 5 murders have already happened. And so, he, is going to check up on his friend. But there's another doctor there named Jack Pendler. I wonder if that has any correlation with Jack the Ripper. Anyways, so he goes.
Foreshadowing.
And so he's like, oh, I'm going to go visit the friends. But a doctor shows up at the girl's house, and guess who it is? It's Jack. He's like, I'm going to help you, whatever. And so John pulls up, and he sees Jack coming out of the girl's apartment into his truck and then going back up. So John's like suspicious, like he doesn't know her. Why would he be there? He goes up there. She's dead. The girl is dead.
Bum, bum, bum.
And so John is like, oh my goodness. And then turns around. Jack is there. Jack is there with like blood, whatever. And then Jack pushes John into the girl. John gets, their names are Jack and John. I'm going to mess it up a little bit sometimes. But John like has the girl's blood coat.
Stop laughing, Ben. Ben, stop.
This is no laughing matter. My goodness gracious. And so, stop. So, like, they scream. This girl sees them, and he goes, call 911. He's chasing after Jack, and he's fleeing away in his truck. He's trying to follow him. And so Jack gets away. And so John goes to the free clinic that they work at and calls 911. He's like, the Jack the Ripper, like, he's on the loose. I found him. I know who he is. The phone hangs up. Jack is there. He's like, I didn't do. He's like, well, what do you mean you didn't do it? You're there. She's dead. Like, what do you mean? And so Jack ends up strangling John. And then, John dies. Mm. But then John wakes up. Meanwhile, John wakes up. He's there. He's trying to crawl away. But Jack, he's not letting John go. He's got the rope. He's going to stage it like John did this on purpose. He's getting him, and then he's trying to fight back. No, John dies.
Again,
yeah.
So
but then,
how many lives does John have?
Well, here's the thing. He wakes up.
Son of a...
but they're not in the free clinic. We see James Spader like wake up like shock. It was a dream. He goes, he's like breathing heavy, he's scared. He walks out to his balcony. He turns his head. James Spader now has an earring. John didn't have an earring. What is this? James, Jack, John, and James. So James Spader looks out in the distance. He sees the police. He walks there. That's not John Westford. That's Richard Westford, twin brother. Okay, and he had the dream of his brother getting murdered and stuff. So he goes to the where the free clinic is. The police are there. He's like, all right, open and shut case. We found him. He felt too guilty. And then they see Rick walk up, and they're like, huh? And then like he looks at his brother's like, my brother didn't do that to himself. He was murdered and stuff. Like, how do you know? So the police take him in for questioning because that's, suspicious, weird.
Exactly.
Especially since they had an eyewitness. So, well, how do we know it's not the brother who did this? The eyewitness can't tell them apart.
Correct.
Yeah. And so the police take him in for questioning, and he's like, and then another doctor appears, Dr. Carlos, and he hypnotizes Rick, and so that he can like focus and see who was there in the dream, because Rick doesn't know Jack. He's never seen him before. He hasn't talked to his brother in years. He hypnotizes him, and he figures it out. He sees this guy's face, but he doesn't know who this person is. So he goes the next day, goes back to the free clinic. Everybody's freaking out, it's like, ugh. Like, it's jaunting to see the face of someone you knew, someone who just died. You see that face walking towards you. There's another doctor there who was friends with John. Her name is Christina. And so she's like, oh, you know what? I'll help you, okay? Like, tell you about your brother and stuff. So, not John. It's confusing when they have similar names, and it's played by the same person. Rick goes to John's house. He's looking through his stuff. He finds a photo. He finds a group photo.
So
Jack.
This is not John. This is not Jack. This is not Jim. This
There's
is
no
Rick.
Jim.
James.
Yeah, Rick. The one with James Spader with an earring.
So this is Rick.
Yes. The delinquent brother.
Oh, can you remember all those names, John?
Yeah. I wrote them down. But,
On a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Notes are allowed on our broadcast.
Correct.
So he decides to take matters into his own hands. He's going to find this guy. Well, he takes the picture and he goes to Christina's house. But someone's creeping around at Christina's house. The gate's opening. We see, like, from the perspective of whoever's creeping around, opens the gate has a glove on. And then she, like, freaks out because she sees, like, the shadow and stuff. And then Rick pulls up, and she's like, oh, like, what are you doing creeping around? He's like, what do you mean? I just got here. She's like, it's not you? So he goes around back, tries to see. No one's there. But he finds a footprint. Keep in mind that Rick is a manager at a shoe store. So he knows shoes. He knows shoe prints. And so eventually she decides, like, identifies, like, oh, that's Jack. He works at the clinic, whatever. And Jack is on the run. He killed at least one person. We know that for sure. But then Rick goes to Jack's house. Yep. Chris takes...
Go ahead. I'm stuck somewhere on the 275-4 exit, and you've taken like 80 exits and turns since we started this, so I'm trying to make sure I'm on the same page with you.
So Chris takes Rick to
Mental
Jack's
map.
house. Jack's looking around. They fight or whatever. The police show up, and they arrest Jack because Jack had a gun. And also Rick had a gun that he bought, but there were no bullets in the gun. So it's kind of like, you try to shoot me, but I got you because you can't shoot me. Anyways, the police arrest Jack. They, he had all the murders on him, planned whatever. They arrest him. Case closed, whatever. Movie ends. Movie doesn't end. Okay? So Rick wakes up, and he keeps having the nightmare of his brother getting killed. And he's like, it's not like the nightmares aren't ending. You would think, oh, mystery solved, they would end. Wrong. He goes to the same doctor who hypnotized him. It's the middle of the night. He's like something's not right about this. Like I don't believe, like, something's wrong. Something is not right. And so the doctor's like, you probably think it's because Jack's not the murderer, right? And he's like, yeah, like, something's something's going on. And so he's like, I want you to hypnotize me again. And the doctor's like, okay. The doctor was also ready to shoot Rick. He had a gun in his drawer, like he was prepared to shoot him. And so he hypnotizes Rick again, and then Rick sees something. He sees the shoes that Jack was wearing. They're not the same shoes that made the footprint. But you know whose shoes were there? If you don't want the movie to be spoiled, like, listen away for like 20 seconds. Dr. Sidney's shoes were there. Dr. Sidney was creeping around at Chris's house, and Jack realizes this. He sees the footprints, and so he rushes to Chris's house, and Dr. Sidney's there about to, kill her. She wakes up, thankfully. She's trying to get away, and then the police are chasing Rick, and then Rick jumps through Chris's window, tackles Dr. Sidney, and stabs him with his own scalpel. Mystery solved.
That sounds crazy, number one, but then number two, just all of the waking up dead.
Yeah.
Like, how do you wake up dead? Can someone answer that for me?
It's a lot of stuff going on.
I just got to be completely honest. The whole time that you were describing that to me, all I was seeing was a Scooby-Doo chase scene in my head. I see one dude that looked like James Spader go into a door, followed by 5 people running around and police chasing them.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a Fight Club twist that Spader had multiple personalities and one of them was a imaginative brother. So I kind of hyped myself up like I got this one and then I didn't have this one. So now I'm movie depressed and I didn't even see the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
it's good. You should watch it.
That was a really good description of the movie, Eyla. Thank you very much for that. Really quickly.
Yeah.
We're going to do the rating out of 5 stars. What do you got?
3 or 3.5.
Okay.
Solid.
3.5.
Yeah, it was good.
So it's a recommended view.
Yeah, because I watched this movie. I originally wasn't going to do this movie because I was like, there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next movie I watched a movie about, like, murder, and then I watched a movie about kidnapping, and then I couldn't really sleep, so I decided to do this movie, so...
Goodness. Sleep.
Well, you know what? It fits a thing with Halloween coming up. So, you know
For
what?
sure.
Let's spook the listeners out and stuff like that, right?
Definitely.
Very nice. Oh, that was a great segment. Thank you so much, Eyla, for that. Well, we're going to take our next music break. This is going to be Give Me Novocaine by Green Day. We will be right back. That was Give Me Novocaine by Green Day. You are listening to The Breakdown at Noon with myself and BS and Eyla and our special guest Travion. We really thank you for listening to us today. I have nailed that music intro back from music. I have nailed that, by the way, BS.
Dude, I'm telling you, a smooth jazz station is going to be knocking on your door before too much longer. You've just got that nice,
soothing voice.
Soothing.
It's one of those things that I'm just like,
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm waiting for the call, too.
It tickles my ears.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Speaking of Novocaine, I bet you need a painkiller after this weekend with
God,
the sports.
Dude. I mean,
just numb yourself out for a little while.
I don't want to talk about it right away. I'm going to get, because I don't want to get too depressed, but I'm going to
just rip the Band-Aid off, brother. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Not ready. I'm gonna start with college football here. We had a little bit of excitement. Didn't really watch much of it, but BS had some notes on it. Louisville versus Miami. Louisville was able to take down the Hurricanes for the Miami to suffer their first loss of the season by a score of 24-21. University of South Florida versus Florida Atlantic. The South Florida Bulls just bulldozed over. Get it?
Yes, I love it. Good job, Ben.
48-13 win over them. They are now bowl bound. Heck yeah, go Bulls. We love it. And speaking of bowl bound, bowl games are coming up, dude. They are coming up.
I'm really excited, and USF has shocked not only their conference but the nation with how good they've been playing against some of the top teams in the country. So I'm excited to see where USF lands.
They had a hot start too. They were
definitely.
They were really hot, and they still are.
I mean, definitely.
That game
they're,
just shows.
They're one of the few one-loss teams left out there.
That's right.
And their division not only and in national rankings.
Who did they lose to?
Miami.
Yeah,
That's
what I thought. Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna move into NFL.
Oh, you can't leave out the
most
black
important
eye. You can't
thing.
leave out the black eye. You can't leave out Vanderbilt, number 17, going into number 10, LSU. Because if we're going to brag about USF, Vandy needs their flowers too. I've always been a Commodore underdog cheerer, and to see them go in and take out LSU 31-24, that was fantastic. And then, of course, Ole Miss going into Georgia, and Georgia takes out number 5. Huge shakeup. So that top 5, that top 10 ain't going to look the same moving forward here.
Well, the SEC is just a tough conference. It's the toughest conference in all of college football. So every single week there's a thriller. Every single week some team can knock off another team. But that's what you're going to get with SEC football.
Agreed. 100%. Moving to NFL, we got the Cowboys and the Commanders. Cowboys took them down 44-22. Dak Prescott on fire right now, looking like the Dak from 6 years ago when he was back up to Tony Romo. BS, you probably remember those days. The Panthers and the Jets. The Panthers were able to
around
take
the head, neck, and shoulders area so bad.
The Panthers took down the Jets 13-6. The Jets, man, have not won a game yet. They are 0-7. I have yet to ask myself this question just because, it's now we're almost halfway through the season. We got a couple games left to get there. But is Aaron Glenn a one and done in New York? I mean, that's just got to be a rhetorical question at this point because you look at that and it's just like you look at what they've done so far offensively. They've done nothing.
Well, this is what happens when you get in as a brand new head coach and you get rid of your Hall of Fame quarterback for a quarterback who didn't start majority of the season last year in Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at the results for the New York Jets.
Yeah. Moving around town, the Tampa Bay Lightning are off to a horrendous start. Only one win in 6 games so far. John Cooper, you got to get them going. Come on. They're going to be fine. They'll be fine. They just got to get rolling. The Lightning have had slow starts in the past, but again, we've seen it time and time again. They heat up towards the end of the season. They make the playoffs. And then just something ends up going wrong. Injuries bite them. It just it sucks. But that's the beauty of professional sports. It's just you got to be adaptable to change, and that's something that the Lightning are going to have to do pretty darn quickly. I've been trying to avoid it, but I can't. My Buccaneers really blew the horn last night against Detroit. They
of all the teams.
Well, I will say this:
all.
Detroit came to play. Now, I was expecting them to be able, Baker Mayfield to be able to throw against Detroit secondary just because they're depleted, they're hurt. But Detroit,
that's what I was thinking.
Detroit came to play, and then unfortunately, we lost Mike Evans last night to.
Broken collarbone.
Collarbone.
He's out for the season now.
NFL via X said he's out for the most of the season. The hope is he'll be back if the Bucs make the playoffs.
So now, which rookie receiver is going to step up? I really like Tez Johnson a lot from Oregon, and then Ibuka's just been doing this thing, and hopefully we can get Chris Godwin back.
Yeah, we need him back.
Yeah, definitely back.
One of the big staples of the offense, though, is Bucky Irving. He's been out too. That was his third straight game. That you saw the pattern last night. Josh Grizzard, he's not the best offensive coordinator in the world, unfortunately, but Baker Mayfield has been making it happen, and Baker was terrible.
Oh no, he from
was
overthrowing receivers, but he also never looked comfortable in the pocket, and that's the most important thing as a quarterback like Baker Mayfield. You want to look comfortable at all times, and the offensive line did not give him time to throw at all.
No, and you brought up a great point. Detroit had nobody in the secondary. All of their starters were out, and they even had a couple of injuries mid-game for the starters who were playing. So going into this game, the Bucs had to think, okay, the passing game has got to be strong here. We've got to attack the passing game.
Exactly. And, like I said, I feel like Detroit came to play. I feel like Detroit looked good. I feel like Baker Mayfield and Tampa were not prepared. And then not only that, when you suffer a huge loss at the receiving core with Mike Evans going down, it's not pretty. So we have to figure out what Tampa needs to do to prepare and bounce back, which I believe they will bounce back. Tampa Bay Bucs are a great team, and I think we're going to be just fine.
They play New Orleans next week.
Yeah.
So that should be a win.
Great bounce back.
Yeah, that should be a great bounce back win, and you got to think. But
hopefully, right? This is the NFL.
That's what you would hope, but you got to look at if you're the Buccaneers right now with the game that happened last night, losing Mike Evans, they got to sit down in the locker room. And they've got to get back to basics.
Yep.
The line,
the fundamentals of the game.
The line has to provide that pocket time. They got to open the holes.
Right.
Baker Mayfield has shown that he's that kind of sprinting, running, passing quarterback. But we all know those quarterbacks don't last in the NFL.
Right.
If you're trying to build a franchise around a player, those owners, those coaches, those GMs want you in the pocket, passing, not running, risking injury. So they got to take a look at what they want to do because New Orleans ain't a sleeper team. They've always been a contender,
especially
week to
with the history between the Bucs and the Saints. That is not going to be an easy game to win. We know that it's in New Orleans. The crowd noise is going to be just brutal.
The Superdome is crazy to play in.
So you got to get out of your head. Got to get back to those basics, like we keep talking about. Go in fresh-minded. The season starts all over again for Tampa Bay next Sunday to reclaim the second half of the season.
That's right.
I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
What receiver do you believe is going to be the quote-unquote number one for the foreseeable future, actually?
Well, now that Evans is gone for most of the season, Godwin, we don't know when he's going to be back at all. You were saying Tez Johnson, rookie. Rookies, again, next man. Bruce Arians has always said next man up. That's the biggest thing.
Correct.
I honestly think I love Sterling Shepard. He is just, he's the slot. I don't know if they put him in the slot to put him on the outside.
Yeah, they run him on the slot a lot. But, yesterday he had a fumble, and that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. Tez Johnson, I don't know if Baker Mayfield thought he was 6'4", but the guy is only 5'10".
He just kept overthrowing.
He just kept over.
Right?
Yeah, but
yeah. I like Sterling Shepard because I think that's Mayfield and him have chemistry, and I think that's what he's going to need going forward. But you know what? We're going to take our last music break here. This is a fitting song for what we were just talking about. Under Pressure by David Bowie, Queen and David Bowie. Baker Mayfield under a lot of pressure last night. We'll be right back. One more music break, and we're going to wrap it up here very shortly. We'll be back. That was awesome.
That was right about there?
That was good.
Perfect. So, going around the Tampa Bay area, we're going to kick off our review of the community with, there is a major event that is going to be going down on Saturday, October 25th at 7 p.m. That is going to be the HCC Hawk Run. You can do it in person or virtual. The cost is $25, and the email says they have great swag and prizes. So I'm probably going to go down there, and the Hawk broadcast team, I think we're going to put something together to go down. This is a fun college and community event benefiting the Hillsborough College Foundation Hawk Run Endowed Scholarship Fund. Participants have the option of running or walking in person at the HC, not HCC these days, because we all know we're hitting that name change.
Yep.
This is going to be down at the Brandyn campus or virtually at their favorite scenic location. So you could go online and say, I want to walk the Riverwalk. I don't want to go down to campus and deal with all of that. 100% you can do that. They're kicking off the Hawk Run events with the Hawk Run Health and Wellness Fair on Thursday, October 23rd at the Brandyn campus. Attendees will have the opportunity to learn about a range of health and wellness topics. We are in the middle of the winter arc, getting that Batman mindset, getting up when it's still dark outside and working out when it's still dark outside.
Hibernation stage.
Hibernate. Hey, got to do what you got to do. You do have the opportunity to form teams for this. They have awards for most participants, most spirited team, and team that glows the most. I think I'm just going to go, and I'm going to color my beard with a highlighter, so when I go under those black lights and everything, it's just a bright yellow beard looking like something out of Dr. Seuss. Yeah. I know you know Dr. Seuss.
Oh,
Don't look at me like that, man.
The reason I was looking at you like that is because you said you were going to color your beard, not about Dr. Seuss.
Did you want to make a gray hair joke about my beard? Is that what was going to come?
Well,
don't give him the fuel.
So with that, the awards for the in-person 5K, you have a standard grouping of runnings. You have 14 and under, 65 and over. So you have non-student first, second, third places, a master's first, second, and third places, and HC students first place, second place, and third. Now for the HC students, for those of you who are like, I am not going to go run this weekend, first place for time in the student category will receive $250. Second place will receive $125, and third place will win $75 in cash prizes. So if you are one of those that enjoys being out there, you get a race bag, you get a T-shirt, participant medal, glow accessory, a post-race food, which is mini burritos and Jeremiah's gelato and fruit, and the first 300 registrants will be guaranteed a T-shirt, race bag, and the medal. So if you haven't signed up yet, stop by any of your local campuses, find the information, go online, put your name in there, and we hope to see you guys out there at the Brandyn campus. If you come by and you see us, come say, hi, BS, listen to your show, you guys are fantastic, or I don't like your show, stop playing NSYNC and stuff like that. Ben, what else have you got for us around the Bay Area?
Unfortunately, we got to wrap it up here. I'm so sad because we want to stay with you guys forever. We know we can't. But really quickly, Eyla, BS and I actually went and watched something this Sunday. It was a documentary called Home Court. It was on the Asian American
and
Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And we went and celebrated that along with some of our fellow Hillsborough College students over here at the Ybor Theater on campus.
And shout out to Professor Lamison, who was a council member for the city of Tampa that helped put this together, helped drive it over to the Ybor campus for that. So special shout out to her. Thank you for that opportunity. We all had a fantastic time.
Absolutely. It was a wonderful event. It was so warm and welcoming, and the documentary was great. They had a lead, I don't want to spoil it, but they had a lead in, going through, and then the main character, Ashley Chea, who is now a star Princeton basketball player. It was an awesome documentary. It was amazing. And I had a wonderful time there. They had high chews.
Dude, I was all about the chocolate and the marshmallow little cookie thing that they had.
Awesome.
Oh, the snacks were fantastic.
They were fantastic. So props to everyone who was involved, especially Professor Lamison for getting all of that.
And the city of Tampa for giving us that opportunity and ability to see that for sure.
It was a wonderful event. Well, guys, that's going to do it. That is how we do it here at The Breakdown. Some entertainment, movies, sports, and a little bit of chaos just to keep you guessing. Same time here. Well, actually, we will not be on the air next week, unfortunately.
Yes.
We will be doing some training. We got to do some training. So
we'll do schoolwork while you're at school.
Absolutely. So we will see you guys in a couple of weeks. For myself, Ben Tilley.
BS.
Eyla.
We will see you guys in a couple of weeks. And just as Live Golf's Christian Crosby would say, peace.